It is peach season and I have the most amazing peaches. Now, we don't grow our own peaches, but I do go to a local farm stand where they have the most amazing peaches. And whenever I get peaches like this, I do so many different things with them. But one of my favorites is to make homemade peach ice cream. Let me show you how. The first thing we need to do is get our peaches ready. We need to peel the skin off of these peaches. You could try just using a paring knife and peeling the skin off. I find it often comes off in little teeny pieces. Instead, I have a pot of boiling water on the stove, and we're going to blanch these peaches for just a couple minutes in that boiling water, and then take them out and plunge them into a bowl of ice water. These skins then should just slip right off and makes it easy peasy. Okay, let's get these into our boiling water. I blanched these for just a minute in that boiling water, and we'll test and see how they're doing. And we should be able to just slide this peel right off. If your peel still feels to be sticking a little bit, pop it right back into that water for another minute. Look at that, just comes right off. And what I love about blanching is the skin, the peel comes right off, the skin comes right off without removing any of the flesh from the peach. And now we're just going to chop the peaches up into some small cubes. Take that pit out. These chunks might seem a bit large for peach ice cream, but don't worry, we are going to be breaking them down further. The first thing we're going to do right now is add a 1/4 cup of sugar. We're going to give this a stir so that that sugar is coated, and we're going to set this aside and let all of the juices come out of the peaches. And this is going to be doing a couple of things. A lot of the juices are released from the peaches, and we're going to be using both the peaches and that juice for maximum peach flavor. By releasing some of the juices from the peaches, it also helps prevent the peaches from becoming frozen solid in the ice cream. We want a nice bite of peach, but we don't want a firm, like ice cube of peach in there. This gets set aside for about 30 minutes so that all of those juices can be released. Okay, for our custard, we're going to start with 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Now, sometimes heavy whipping cream can leave a slightly greasy feeling to your ice cream, depending on your type of whipping cream. You can look for a slightly lower fat content, or you can change up your ratio a bit from whole milk and whipping cream, and just use, instead of 2 cups, maybe use 1.5 cups. Instead of 1 cup of whole milk, use 1.5 cup. Keep the ratios the same, but that will help maybe get rid of, if your ice cream has a greasy feeling, that will help get rid of that feeling. It doesn't always, I find it depends on the type of heavy cream that I'm using. So we're going to start with 2 cups of heavy cream, 1 cup of whole milk, and we're going to add 3/4 cup of granulated sugar, and we add about 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now, it's not very much, but it just helps balance all of those flavors and brings everything together. It's not going to taste salty. This is going to go on the stove over a medium-low heat for about 3 to 4 minutes until that sugar has dissolved. While that's heating, we're going to get our eggs ready. We're going to be using 4 egg yolks. So we need to separate these out. The egg whites are not used in this recipe, but you can save them and use them in something else. I gave that milk mixture just a quick stir. You don't want it to burn or scorch. And I'm going to start whisking my egg yolks together. You can use an electric mixer if you prefer on this, or a whisk. And my eggs, because there are farm fresh eggs, are very orange. We're going to whip this. It will begin to lighten in color just slightly. My arm is getting tired. I should have used a bigger bowl and a larger whisk, or even the electric mixer. But what we're looking for is that it's nice and smooth. It is lightened just slightly. My milk, cream, sugar has been heated, and that sugar is all dissolved. And I don't want to add my egg yolks directly to my custard mixture here, my milk mixture, because it will cook up like scrambled eggs, which does not make for a good ice cream. So instead, we're going to temper this egg yolks a little bit by adding some of the hot milk to the cold eggs. And then we can add it all in there. It tempers it enough so that they're not going to just become cooked. All right, so I'm going to take about a half a cup of this milk mixture. You can see it's just a little bit warm. It's not even come to a simmer yet, but it's definitely warm. I'm going to drizzle this in very slowly into my egg yolks. And now I can add it all directly into here, very slowly. This goes back on the stove. Again, we're going to keep it on a medium-low to medium heat. We don't want this to get scorched or burned. We are going to continue to stir it while it's on the stove. And what we're looking for is for this mixture to begin to thicken. You can see how it coats the back of this spatula really nicely. This custard is perfect. My custard is hot, so I'm going to just let that sit there for just a few minutes while I finish up my peaches. I have my food processor. And I'm going to just dump all of this right into here along with all of those juices. And I'm just going to pulse a few times to break these up so that they're in smaller bits. Okay, this is exactly what I want. I'm going to use the same bowl, and I'm going to pour my custard mixture into a fine sieve that helps remove any small lumps or pieces that may be in there from the eggs. There's not a lot, but you can see there's a few little pieces in there. We want the creamiest ice cream possible, so we want to take that right out of there. You want at least 2 cups of the peaches and liquid. And I'm just going to mix this in along with a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, this has to go in the refrigerator. It has to become completely chilled, which means at least 4 hours. Okay, into the refrigerator. Our mixture is fully chilled and ready to be churned. Your freezer bowl needs to be fully frozen. Give it a shake. If you hear anything in there, it's not fully frozen. In order for this ice cream to churn, the bowl has to be fully frozen and the mixture has to be fully chilled. This gets churned for about 20 minutes. Okay, it has been just 20 minutes. This is now churned. It's very soft still. but you can tell that it's frozen and it's holding together. It's delicious. We'll put this into the freezer so it can harden off and become scoopable ice cream. This is going to go straight into the freezer. I don't want to waste any time because it's so soft right now. When I come back, this is my little treat. Our ice cream is finished. I let this actually sit in the freezer overnight, and so now I'm ready to scoop it up. With this type of ice cream, if it's sat in there for that long, it tends to get really hard and unscoopable. Just let it sit out for 5 to 10 minutes and it's going to be soft enough to scoop. That's the thing with homemade ice cream. It doesn't have all those extra additives from keeping it too hard or from melting too quickly. So you just have to work with it, give it a few minutes, scoop it, and eat it right away. It's worth it. Ready to give it a try? There's so much peach flavor and the nice, smooth creaminess of the ice cream.